Spend my dollars on Jim Beam, Evan Williams and gasoline. Fuel to the fire when you slid on them blue jeans. Showed up at the low spot, midway to a map dot. Knowing that I'd get caught, girl, that was a cheap shot. Like Fireball and Apple Crown, Jack turned me back around right before I walked out, 'cause I already had a lot to think about. Back in them hills, got the best out these steals with a sweet southern thrill. I've been spinning my wheels like Tennessee honey, got my mind on my money. You're the only thing that gets me this buzz. Girl, you hold a cheap shot. She keeps pulling from that bottom shelf, got me drinking out this well. I'm on a nice beat bloodshot, and my head'll hurt like hell. Tell me what you're trying to sell. A little late night conversation, a little kissing, don't tell. You call the shot, and I'll take it. Back in them hills, got the best out these steals with a sweet southern thrill. I've been spinning my wheels like Tennessee honey, got my mind on my money. You're the only thing that gets me this buzz. Girl, you hold a cheap shot. And don't tell. Acting in hills, got the best out these steals with a sweet southern thrill. I've been spinning my wheels like Tennessee honey, got my mind on my money. You're the only thing that gets me this buzz. Girl, you hold a cheap shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
Monday, I was dragging like a rusty old wagon. Tires all flattened, got it down back. This late night red eye overtime habit. Tuesday, Wednesday, no better. Thursday, felt like forever. This struggle bus gotta lead to something. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this part. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance. Staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. Put my lips on a long neck, drink a little of my paycheck. Jackpot jukebox when I hear that throwback. George Jones takes me way back like a Kodak, and I'm smiling 'cause you're right on time. And finally, hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this part. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. kiss you. The work weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a Pabst or two and thank the good Lord for this bar. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weekend really gets me in the mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you.
Her name is Shayna G with her Friday anthem song, Hello Friday. We're glad you're here. 20 days away from Christmas on this 5th of December, 2025. And getting us started tonight, a great tune called Cheap Shot from Hank Cawthorn. I don't know if there are any cheap shots anymore. Last time I went out and had one, it was $6 a piece. So you can take some cheap shots at me, though, tonight. I'm live on TikTok at Tim Kelly on air, and I'm also live on YouTube. We got chat rooms in both. Come in and say hello. Take a cheap shot or two, and we'll have a good time tonight on the radio. I'll be playing lots of great country music and some Christmas music in the mix as well. I am, of course, broadcasting live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. I am live on my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. Scroll down just a little bit. That second radio player you'll see says Radio Boss. Click play on that. That is the live audio, and there's also a QR code underneath it where you can take the audio with you on your mobile device, and then a little further down you'll see that YouTube link. It is live on the website right now as well. I've got a couple of great artists going to interview tonight. Clark Hill in hour number 1 and Jeremy Staves in hour number 2. You're going to enjoy those stories behind the songs as well. I want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the stations that replay this program. Great radio stations like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, Down the Road Radio.com from Ireland, Bourbon Trail Radio, Top Shelf Radio Texas, Radio 94.3 in Sweden, Hot and Funky Radio.com, KWRadio.com, Boone Country in Canada, TexasBrewRadio.com in Texas, and NBRN Online out of Nashville, Tennessee. And you can catch the Tim Kelly Show on all the major streaming formats like iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pandora. Wherever you stream music, just Google search The Tim Kelly Show. Making his debut on New Music Friday tonight, Shane Pons. It is P-O-N-S. This is called Margarita Villain on KICR Indie Country Radio on this New Music Friday. At the front door, come on, kick your shoes off, honey, let your hair down. Well, I know a little back porch, we can get a little lost, baby, let me show you how. Hammock be swaying, Buffett be playing, salt shaker shaking. Side guitar will be strumming, moon will be wondering why I can't stop touching with you by that fire. We're two hearts willing, you and me chilling, Margarita Villain. Think I'm crazy, 'cause I've been going crazy, waiting for a night like this. I'll pour you some tequila, be the one that steals your heart, and one sweet kiss. Hammock be swaying, Buffett be playing, salt shaker shaking.
strumming. Moon will be wondering why I can't stop touching with you by that fire. We're two hearts willing, you and me chilling, Margaritaville. Hammock be swaying, Buffett be playing, salt shaker shaking, with you by my side. Two hearts willing, you and me chilling, Margaritaville. We're two hearts willing, you and me chilling, Margaritaville.
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
Take my hand, walk with me, you'll understand how it used to be. We're not perfect, many ways, and most important, I need you here to stay. Eternity and time, honey, you will see. Patience and kind, that's how it's gonna be. Reaching out to each other's needs, feel the love, just stay with me. Then you'll see you belong with me. The path of life has many turns. When you reach the corner, there's no return. We'll take our time to work things out. Then you'll see you belong with me. Eternity and time, honey, you will see. Patience and kind, it's how it's gonna be. Reaching out to each other's needs, feel the love, just stay with me. Then you'll see you belong with me. Hold me close, feel the beat. That's my heart, please stay with me. Then you'll see you belong with me. Hold me close.
That is a brand new single from my good friends Rick and Val. They are from Canada. They are married and they have a great sound. You Belong With Me. Rick and Val Country is where you can find them on social media. This next artist is also from Canada. She is from Quebec, Canada. She is live hanging out with us right now on TikTok. Come and say hello to Julie Ann Burke at TikTok, at Tim Kelly on Air. And she is in there right now with a song called This Island Life. This will get you in the mood to go to an island and make CR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Growing up on this island life, fishing boats and family ties, traditions passed down through the years, weathered by the salt and tears. Sunset paints the sky ablaze as we gathered on the cliffs to gaze. Memories etched in every heart of this life will never part. Boats upon the ocean blue, salt water splashing the sunset hue. Cliffs standing tall, the beach so true. This island life, it calls to you. The salty air, the ocean's roar, waves crashing upon the shore. Brothers side by side casting lines, listening to tales of father's time. Through generations we remain, bound by the sea, this land's refrain. A way of life that will not fade, our island home where memories are made. Boats upon the ocean blue, salt water splashing the sunset hue. Cliffs standing tall, the beach so true. This island life, it calls to you. Boats upon the ocean blue, salt water splashing the sunset hue. Cliffs standing tall, the beach so true. This island life, it calls to you. Cliffs standing tall, the beach so true. This island life, it calls to you.
Hi, this is Danny Stefanetti, and I want to wish everybody a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Stockings hung and a fire lights aglow. Carols playing on the radio. Santa knows my holiday wish. You can wrap this as
shopping sprees. Let me taste your candy cane lips. This moment I don't wanna miss, baby. All I need is you. Under the mistletoe, by the tree, you pull me close. Lights my December heart. I knew it would right from the start. Magic makes time stand still. You and me caught in the thrill. The only thing on my Christmas list is a mistletoe kiss. Under the mistletoe, by the tree, you pull me close. Lights my December heart. I knew it would right from the start. Magic makes time stand still. You and me caught in the thrill. The only thing on my Christmas list. The only thing on my Christmas list is a mistletoe kiss. A mistletoe kiss.
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. It is New Music Friday. I'm playing the best in new country music, and I have a couple of great radio interviews, so we get to hear the stories behind these songs tonight. The next three songs we get to hear the stories behind is my good friend Clark Hill. How are you tonight, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for doing the program tonight. I appreciate the time, and even more so, I appreciate your music. You got some good songs.
Thank you, man. We're working really hard right now, trying to take the story out to everybody and connect with the
Yep.
audience in a real way. And I think we're getting close to it.
Absolutely. Boy, I'll tell you what, I was reading your bio on your website. You do have a story to tell, and you grew up in northern Florida on land that your grandparents owned and called home, and you worked on that farm. You planted and harvested corn, black-eyed peas, some okra, and tomato plants. You and my wife would get along great.
Yeah, that's always my example. I tell people I'm not a Texas country boy that ranched and cowboy hat wearing, but don't be mistaken, I'm definitely a true country boy. So I grew up with my hands dirty. So.
Yep. And and we'll talk about your love of country music here in just a little bit too, but that's not all you've done. In high school, you were playing football, and you became a college football star. You played linebacker and tight end, and that's awesome. I love football. I've got Patrick Mahomes tattooed on my left arm. You probably didn't know that before we got on here, but
Nope, I didn't. I'm glad I know now.
I'm a huge Chiefs fan. I grew up 90 miles from Kansas City.
Love it. I can't say I'm a huge NFL guy. I'm a huge college lover, though. So, yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm just a football lover in general. It's a big part of my life, and my son plays college ball now. My dad played college and NFL ball, and it's especially in the culture we're in today. I feel like it's such a great teacher of young men, and there's a lot, in my opinion, there's a lot of parallels between that and music, just because I think it's just one of those things. You're going to be a one percenter, and I believe in that mentality. And so anything football, you can keep me talking all night. We wouldn't even touch music, so we got to be careful there.
One thing that I think is interesting, unlike my Kansas City Chiefs, before they hired Andy Reid as their coach, they experienced, and I went through a 2-14 season. You never in college experienced a losing season as a starter.
Yes, I mean, I've been a part of a lot of really cool teams, and like I said, it was the foundation for my youth. And then I took a turn and basically focused on family. I was a very young father, very, very young father, and I took my quote unquote talent elsewhere. I didn't really realize that's what God had planned, but that's where we went. But it's definitely we don't just talk about that in the bio. I talk about that a lot in life. That it's we get put in places where you have success, and you got to find a way to learn through the losses. And when you don't lose a lot, it can almost set you behind a little bit too. So it's like, in a short form bio, it's like, it looks like it's a thing that's like something you're pounding your chest about, but it's kind of the opposite for me where I'm at today and how I tell my story today, because it's just like, I'm almost 40 years old, and I'm blessed enough to not always look 40. I mean, some days I definitely do, but I definitely have I've learned a lot of things the hard way since that time of my life. And so most of my early life was all success. And then early adulthood was basically learning a lot of lessons the hard way.
Yeah. A lot of those life lessons end up in a country music song too, don't they?
Man, ain't that the truth? I tell people, I don't think many people believe me, but I didn't really choose country music. Country music chose me. I know that sounds very cliche. I was a Southern rocker. I still am a Southern rocker at heart. Matter of fact, we're really leaning heavily lately into just that. At the end of the day, I think that's truly who I am and how I'm defined. I'm in the country genre, but I'm not and it's not knocking anybody that is. It's not what I'm saying. But basically, I'm not a country rocker, but I am a Southern rocker. Where I'm from in Florida, I tell people I'm not from the beaches. I'm from the swamps. I grew up around pine trees and cypress knees, and it's a different kind of living. And you being Missouri, I think you could actually relate to that quite a bit. And the more I've traveled this country, really the more I've traveled the world, you realize it's actually the bulk of our population, as that's what people have lived. As they, everybody wasn't able to walk to the corner of a city block and have something that they needed. You had to drive a little ways, or you had to wait, or you had to plan ahead. And so my music choice came just from life, honestly. It was like when I started writing, at the time it was all sad stuff. And, I'm sure we'll talk about this later in the interview, but my new project that we're working on now is so much more, it's not that it's upbeat, but it's just a little bit more uplifting. It's still raw around the edges. It's still got that vibe of, that I grew up rough and that I've went through some things. But it's a little more celebratory and a little bit of almost like a resurrection as far as me as a man. But when I got into music, I was in just a sad part of my life, and I was writing, and honestly, the music came out sad, and it was about relationships. And then I realized I had more country influences than I thought, and then that's I just kind of fell into country music because of that. So it's kind of crazy how that worked.
Well, and a lot of country music is incorporating that Southern rock and all of that. There's some bluegrass that we love here in Branson. There's gospel, all of it. Texas down there in Texas got that red dirt country. They've got their own animal with that down there. And then Canada is hot for country music right now. So all of that's incorporated. And your first song that we're going to play for you tonight pays homage to the outlaw country artists too. That's a whole genre in its own too. When Waylon and Merle, the song that we're going to play, were making that kind of country. And Willie Nelson joined that crowd too. There was a bunch of them outlaw guys, huh? Johnny Cash.
Oh, yeah. So, and those are I related to I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the sound too, but I just related to the life, I think, more than I related to anything. Those guys they were pavers for men in general, I think, especially artistic men that still had a little bit of an alpha side, which is sometimes can be a little bit of a unique contrast, because like growing up an athlete, growing up raised to be an alpha male and push things in a certain way, like I said, it was kind of rough, a lot of my upbringing. And it's so funny because the contrast of learning to be artistic and vulnerable kind of feels like it's not natural, but men like that actually showed it was. I mean, those guys live life not only on the edge, but they live life against the grain, and then they still found a way to reach the masses, and they changed a lot of lives along the way.
Yep. Speaking of changing lives, you have helped a lot of people because of what you also do for a living. When you were just graduated high school at 18 years old, you became a firefighter, EMT, paramedic, and you couldn't push meds, but you could run an IV, it said, and you could pull a line, and you could do advanced cardiac, and you were 18 years old. So you've helped a lot of people in your lifetime, as young as you are at 40 years old. But music helps people too, because I know it's therapeutic, and it's a 3-hour escape when they come to my show and listen to this show from whatever's going on in the world. And that's why people go out and see a movie to escape from all of that kind of stuff. You're helping people whether you realize it or not by making that music too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. It goes into my whole life, I think, has been centered around wanting to help people, and not like in like some kind of martyr way or some way to put myself on a pedestal. I think it's just a big desire of mine, and I'll actually I've gotten a little bit more open to being vulnerable even on an interview like this, and just say that one of my greatest attributes is also one of my greatest faults, to be brutally honest. I think it's what makes me a great entertainer is I seek validation in a lot of ways. I just want to be wanted by people, and I want to be told that I did good at something. And I think that was the early stages, even before my teenage years, like my formative years. I think I just always wanted to be told I was good at something. And for some reason, I feel like God just put me on a path where it's like, the greatest way to do that is to do something for someone. So I always tell people it's not that it's selfless, because it's probably the exact opposite, honestly, Tim. I really do it because it makes me feel good. And, but I definitely love, it don't matter what I'm doing, I definitely try to do stuff for other people. I want to, when I die, I want to be remembered. That's very important to me. And I feel like the greatest way to be remembered is by to do something. And for me, the first, test of that was being an EMT fireman very early in life. And then, like I told you, before we got on air, I went through a lot of life changes and I've learned some lessons the hard way. And the rest of my life has been a daily progression of, okay, well, what am I going to do now that does something that makes somebody remember me, or hopefully remember me for the better? So it played into forming somebody that was willing to lay themselves down and do something for someone else. And then I realized that it was okay to do it in other ways, that I didn't have to run into a building or be on a car accident scene. Yeah. I could share a song, or I could share, like, for me, a lot of it, even my songs, a lot of it is about telling a story, and it's about being vulnerable and letting people know that, we got 8 billion people in the world right now. The truth is none of us are really living that much of a different life. We've all been through something. We are all overcoming something, and we're all dreaming of something. So what are you going to do with your life is important. And I don't think it's just important to me. I think it's important for everybody, but I would love to be somebody that paved the path to let people know that, regardless of where you come from or what you've been through or what's happened to you or what you've done, that when you wake up, tomorrow and the sun comes up, you have another opportunity to do something that God gives you an opportunity to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've said this a lot on my show too here lately, because I've looked at a lot of people that have influenced you. And when I read these bios in the world of music and celebrities in general, life is short. We have a short amount of time to make a big impact in this world. We lost Patsy Cline at an early age in a plane crash. We lost Elvis at an early age, Hank Williams Sr. at 29 years old. All of those folks that made such a big impact on people's lives in such a short amount of time. As far back as 2 years old, not 2 years old rather, but in the second grade, you performed talent shows dressed as Elvis. So there you go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm a huge Elvis guy, and you hit the nail on the head, man. Like, you just have people to impact, and I'm in a phase right now that I'm actually enjoying quite a bit, which is like a little bit of a discovery phase when it comes to my brand and what I'm going to represent, and we kind of come to terms with that. The greats that I always try to compare myself to, and where I try to go to, they weren't genre. They weren't defined by genre. They weren't defined by anything, really. They just were. I mean, Elvis was just Elvis. Prince was just Prince. Michael Jackson, Leonard Skinner, Garth Brooks. You could go down the line. The greats are just, again, you keep hearing me mention God. I'm a pretty spiritual guy, and I'm not about pushing my beliefs for other people to believe what I believe. But my point is for me in my life, I just believe that the greats are pretty much born great. And then what really defines you and how you're going to be judged when you go on past this world is what did you do with the opportunity that God gave you, whether it be a talent or a situation or a connection or whatever it is. And I look at those people and I'm like, it's not necessarily their music. And Waylon and Merle is a great example of that. And that song is like, I end that song, talking about basically it's not the sound that define them, is the way they walked, and that's a big thing to me when I think about the greats, is they overcame something that just powered them in a different way. And then whether it would be, like you said, a young life where they're dying in their 40s, God forbid, or some of the ones that are great now that are living well into their elderly years, but the great ones, they find a way to do something and they change the world, and they don't make excuses about it. And it's not about just getting rich or getting famous. It's way bigger than that. And then to me, it definitely is. And I get joked with all the time, even with my team. It's like, don't get me wrong. I think everybody wants to have money and have fun. And honestly, everybody probably even wants some level of fame or recognition in life. But I I just don't. Man, I just look at those great ones and I want to be remembered like that. That's so important to me. And I hope people don't hear that and go, oh my God, what is wrong with this guy? But that's just what I think of, man. I want people to look back on my life after I'm gone and be like, you know what, that dude did something, whether it be for 40 years or whether it be for 80.
Well, there you go. And you got a memorable name, Clark Hill. That sounds like a football player. Sounds like a country music artist, too. You got the best of both worlds going on there, too.
Yeah, I think we got lucky on that, didn't we?
I think so. Well, I'll tell you what, we sure got lucky when your music dropped in my email. We're going to play Waylon and Merle, and then we're going to come back and talk some more with Clark Hill. We got a couple of more great songs to play on this new Music Friday edition of the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this new Music Friday. Here's Waylon and Merle.
Feeling so out of place, like my kind of music has seen better days. It ain't just the sounds of our songs that's changing our world. Since the days when the radio played Waylon and Merle, old-timey preachers, back row believers, used to be one and the same. You could tell by the handshake and the look in his eye if a man meant the words that he'd say. I ain't got Waylon and Merle like they did before. This ain't Daddy's country no more. When I hear the way that they sang those old outlaw tunes, I could hear the fear in their voice of what things might come to. The ways of our old ones, the heart of the tough ones, they knew would change in our world. Since the days when the radio played Waylon and Merle, old-timey preachers, back row believers, used to be one and the same. You could tell by the handshake and the look in his eye if a man meant the words that he'd say. I ain't got Waylon and Merle like they did before. This ain't Daddy's country no more. Old-timey preachers, back row believers, used to be one and the same. You could tell by the handshake, the look in his eye, if a man meant the words that he'd say. I ain't got Waylon and Merle like they did before. This ain't Daddy's country no more. But it ain't the sound that comes out my mouth that their songs were talking about. It's the way that I stand up and walk through this world that pays tribute to Waylon and Merle.
That song is called Waylon and Merle. The artist is Clark Hill. He is live with us tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. What a great song, and you got great stories to tell, too, my friend.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I definitely got plenty of stories.
We're having as much fun off the air while that song is playing as we are on the air. And you were telling me that you're a father of two. You got started real young in life, even though you're about 40 years old. You got a 22-year-old daughter and a 20-year-old son. So that is awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
We made it work somehow together. A lot of it, we learned it together.
Yep, absolutely. And your son's playing football, and your daughter's a teacher. Man, those are commendable. He wants to be a football coach. You told me.
Yeah. His dream is to actually go. He wants to move to the state of Texas and coach high school football. And we were just on the phone right before this interview, and he was just talking about his plans and how his season's played out in his next couple years and what he's going to do from there. And it's pretty awesome. And then my daughter, I mean, just as commendable as she actually moved up close to Nashville. I was in and out of Nashville so much. She moved up to Murfreesboro, went to school at MTSU for a little while, and wanted to go in one direction, and then decided last year that she wanted to go home or come home to Florida and basically settle back in and make a family, and that's what she's doing. So I'm proud of her too. They're both amazing. God took really good care of me. I got lucky. It could have been a lot worse being as young as I was, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, those are both professions that are going to impact a lot of young lives as well. When you're a football coach, you do that for high school folks, and then also as a teacher, you know, those kids growing up, you never forget your teachers. I remember all of mine, especially through grade school. And they make such a big impact. Right. Yeah, they make such a big impact on your life. You told me something really cool though about you and your daughter. You guys are going to get to perform a song together here coming up not too long.
Yeah, she's done some stuff with me in the past, and I've got a little bit of, I'll kind of drop a fun thing for me. I'm doing a show in my hometown in Stark, Florida for New Year's Eve, and it's the first ever like true New Year's Eve event that our town and community is putting on. And then what's unique about it for me is that I'm also I'm the event, coordinator, and I'm basically running the whole thing, doing the fundraising. I'm doing it all with the idea of trying to show my hometown. It's a town of about 5,000 people, which is not crazy small, but it's just, there's not a lot of large events and not a big format, and it's not a big market or anything like that. And they just haven't seen the level of stuff of what me and my team are doing now, and then what we're seeing out on the road. So we're going to put this event on, and we're going to give them the best we have. We're bringing in some pretty big production and fireworks, and basically just going to give them the time of their life. And my daughter, like I said, she sang with me her whole life, and I reached out and was like, hey, I say reached out, like, I mean, we talk every day, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, Natalie, what do you think about doing this whole show with me? So she's actually she's gonna do all the background, or not all of them, but do the background vocals for the whole show. So we got a headline show, 90 minutes, and she's going to jump up there with me and do it all. So it's going to be awesome.
That is awesome. There's nothing better. I talk about it all the time, of having that family support when you're trying to do what you're trying to do in the world of country music. It's not an easy business, is it? And
no.
you got to have that family support. But to have your daughter right there on stage with you and singing and performing, there's nothing better than that. That's awesome.
Oh man, it's my favorite. It's so cool. She's so gifted and she's so good. But what's cool about it too, though, is that she gets to see, what I get to see from stage. We're in a really good spot this year, and next year I think it's going to be even better. And it's just to see fans respond to the music that she's watched and listened to me write throughout the years. And she's sat around the house or gotten on FaceTime for me when she was up at college, and she's been a part of watching these songs materialize, and hearing people or seeing people be affected by them is not just cool for me. I kind of get emotional even now talking about it. It's just cool for someone else to see it and take part, because music is just something else, man. Like even in today's format, like so much has changed, but I think people are still looking for the same thing, even if they don't know that's what they're looking for. And I always talk about the moment is that's probably what I preach the most to my team and my band and my crew. And it's just like, we're a vessel for a moment, and I don't know what that moment's going to be, but we better be ready to do it. And that's where the old athlete kind of comes out. Is like you prepare and you work your tail off, you get ready, and then when God provides that moment, whatever it may be, like I said, when I say God provides, I don't mean it's got to be a church moment. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be something somewhere in every single show where somebody needed to be touched by some kind of story or some kind of vulnerability. And so my daughter gets to be right there behind me over my shoulder watching that, and knowing how much I preached to her throughout the years, that I felt like that's how the world should turn, and that's what, the new generations. That's what I wanted to influence with the next generation with my children is being kind of never bigger than the moment was the phrase I always said. So basically, the music part is great, but I'm more excited about her just seeing what we've done this year and the response we're getting from the fan base. I don't have a massive fan base yet, but I was talking to my marketing team today, and man, we got a deep fan base. That's what's amazing is they're all in on everything. It's not about the music anymore. It's just about what I'm doing and about the whole story. And I couldn't ask for anything better than for her to join me with it.
There you go. And it's awesome when you get validation from some of the bigger names too in the world of country music. You got to know Craig Morgan, I'm looking at pretty well, and his drummer Mike Rogers. That's pretty cool. Tell us a little bit about that story.
So that was that one, and I'll try to make it short, but that was probably one of the most unique ones. I did a thing called Country Cruising that I also just did again, and I literally, as you can tell, I told you off air, I can talk all day, and I got a phone number, I got an email from a radio station. I made a friend at a radio station. I got this email from a lady named Tracy Michaels that used to own Flying Dutchman that ran and started Country Cruising, right? Mm-hmm. And I reached out to her, and when I did this back in 2013, I didn't have a YouTube page. I didn't have anything. I was just starting. I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought I wanted to do it. And anyway, I get on this cruise. I had no business being on this cruise. It's Trace Atkins, Love and Theft, Craig Morgan, Montgomery Gentry, Winona Judd, Lone Star,
wow,
Frankie Ballard, Low Cash. Oh my gosh, it was a loaded one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get on this thing, and I made some friends. My first one was actually, and I love name dropping him, was Joey Greer, which is Craig's brother. And me and Joey just really buddied up. Joey's one of my best friends to this day. And Mikey Rogers was actually not on the cruise, but he was working with Craig at the time. And I came back, and Mikey and I met at another Craig Morgan show when Craig took me out on tour. And man, that whole team, don't get me wrong, I love Craig too, but you could get me talking all day about the people he surrounded himself with. He's got his touring manager, and one of his day-to-day guys is probably one of the best people in the industry, and really ain't even in the industry. He only works for Craig. Only worked for Craig ever.
Mm-hmm.
And so that whole team was so good to me early on. And then, like I said, when I told you earlier, I took a little step away from music for a little while, and those guys were all brothers and family to me. And from everything from my divorce to when my dad passed away, they were all there for it. And I couldn't thank Craig more for welcoming me and being, kind of a mentor, and not just as an artist, but as a man. And I think it's a great team, and anybody that's associated with them, I'm always really a big proponent of.
Yep. And he lost his son not too long ago too, so he knows exactly what you're going through and that kind of thing too. He's just a real
that was a hard one.
Real nice guy, and you are too, and that's why I love talking to the independent artists, man. You guys are the real deal, and you happen to make good music, and you're super talented. We're going to talk about on the radio. You're on the radio tonight, and we're putting you out to 13 radio stations around the world, by the way, with one click of the button. So country music is universal. They love it in all these other countries, and those statistics, you may see some of them, and might blow your mind about how people love it in these other countries too, huh?
Isn't that wild? I see that all the time. I'm like, man, these people way over there on the other side like what I do. That's kind of wild.
Yep. So tell us about On the Radio and then One Beer, the song that'll kick off the top of the next hour.
Yeah, so On the Radio was kind of a taste of me trying to upbeat things, and the project that people are going to hear from Clark Hiller the next year. I would actually say On the Radio was the turn for that, because I just wanted to stop being like, I'm such a Southern rocker, and I'm like, all right, well, I want to write a country song. And Waylon and Merle's country, but it's like On the Radio to me is like, that's like, it's almost 90s country, right? But the story and On the Radio was fun, because it was just like, I had this idea of just, talking about like that you put out music, and I think people forget that when we put out music, we're sharing a piece of our soul. So I was like, I want to try to do this in an up-tempo, fun way. And that's how the whole song started. I didn't really even have an idea what I was going to talk about. I was just like, I want to talk about my life. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of like Easter eggs in there. And I actually don't even want to spoil it for anybody. I want people to listen to that song and be like, okay, well, what is he trying to tell me? Because on the radio was that it was like the whole goal of that was like, let me tell the stories I've always told people that have been Clark Hill fans for a while, or if you were to deep dive into my music, you'll notice a consistency with a lot of deep songs and a lot of true heartfelt songs. And on the radio was the same thing, man. It was just like, okay, well, how do I do this? But do I do it in a way that feels a little funner and can pep people up? And then that's where I came up with that line of, this isn't just a song on the radio. This is how I live, you know? And that's, once I got that hook, it was like, all right, well, here we go. And I finished writing it out. That's
awesome. And One Beer, tell us about it.
Man, One Beer, oh my gosh, what a blast. One Beer is, if On the Radio was my first like pushback to coming out in this little resurgence that I'm doing One Beer, if On the Radio was that like resurgence, One Beer was that kind of stake in the ground of that I wasn't going to be afraid and I was going to tackle some things. So me and Stephen Barker Lyles of Love and Theft and a guy named Porter Martin, who, by the way, if you're not familiar with, I would heavily recommend to check out his stuff, man. He is killing it right now as an artist. And so we were in the studio at Muscle Shoals, and I had the men writing with me while we were recording, and I was producing, and they started writing on that song while I was doing a song for my dad, like while I was recording. And we came out, and my manager, who's also my girlfriend, she's like, man, I think they're onto something. You need to come hear this. And I checked it out, and I put my own little Clark Hill twist on it, and then we just came out with something that just, like, the best way I could describe One Beer was that exactly how it sounds when you listen to it is what it was like in the studio that day. We just had fun. And you know, that says a lot for somebody. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll have a drink, but I got a lot of alcohol aversion. I lost my dad to alcohol abuse, and so I struggle with that quite a bit internally. And the cool thing about that was I didn't with that song at all. You know, instead of it being like a song about drowning out in whiskey, it was more like, you know what, let's just have a beer and let's have fun and let's forget about you know, how hard the day was. And when we did that in the studio, we just had a blast. And you hear a lot of vocals in the background. It was our whole team. We probably had 20 people in the studio, and I had everybody on the album, all of us singing. And it was the funnest recording I've ever done. And we've done 8 songs since I recorded One Beer that will be coming out next year, but I've been recording my behind off. And One Beer still is by far the funnest day I've ever had in the studio, for sure.
That is amazing. It's the stories behind the songs, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why I love doing these interviews and talking to you folks, because you are the real deal. Music is fun, and maybe if you have success, you get paid along the way, and there's nothing better than doing what you love to do. You never work a day in your life, right?
Yep, that's right.
Man,
that's the goal.
I love it. And you do have a great team. Thanks for reaching out to me. I'm glad you found me, and it's been a pleasure having you on the program, Clark. Let's do it again real soon sometime.
All right, Tim, I'm game anytime, man.
You bet. Where can folks find Clark Hill on social media if they want to check out more of your great music? Maybe go see you on a live show or something.
It's all Clark Hill music, every one of them. So you just pull up Clark Hill music, and it's right there. And come check out what we're doing. 2026 is going to be a spectacular year, and anybody that's in driving distance of North Florida, I'd love for y'all to come see my hometown and help me show my hometown what we're doing out on the road.
There you go. Well, we're about 3 weeks away from Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll probably talk to you again, hopefully sometime in 2026, and you be safe out there on the road, and until then, we'll see you on the radio, and we're going to play on the radio for you right now. How about that?
All right, Tim, thank you so much for your time, buddy.
You are welcome. His name is Clark Hill. This is On the Radio, and One Beer coming up on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Save $1, but he sure as hell taught me to fight. Not the kind that bust your knuckles up when you're having an off kind of night, but the ones that'll get you through the day when there ain't no end in sight. So if you're of my drinking class, raise a glass with mine. I'm some kind of blue-collar roughneck, son of a hard-working man with a drinking problem. I've raised so much hell in this small little town, I've got haters lying round the block. I'm some kind of mama-loving, rug-cutting, guitar-picking, God-fearing southern soul. And where I come from, this is how I live, not just a song on a radio. These lines on my hands, they tell a little story, a lifetime of lessons learned. But the hardest fight is the one inside. When bridges break and the heart gets burned. So here's to the broken, the bent, and the bruised that are running out of trying. So if you're of my drinking class, raise your glass with mine. I'm some kind of blue-collar roughneck, son of a hard-working man with a drinking problem. I've raised so much hell in this small little town. I've got haters lying round the block. I'm some kind of mama-loving, rug-cutting, guitar-picking, God-fearing southern soul. And where I come from, this is how I live, not just a song on the radio. This is how I live, not just a song on the radio. This is how I live, not just a song on the radio. Not just a song on the radio.
The best in new country starts now. On Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
That 9 to 5, trying to make ends meet, but you know I'm barely getting by. And I can't wait for the weekend when I walk right in that dive. A little Merle on the jukebox, you know I'm gonna play him all night. And I say 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer, 4, bartender knows I'll be back for more. When things going wrong, don't you know you gotta make it right. 6 beer, maybe 7, getting my buzz in a honky-tonk heaven. The band just started, so we're gonna be here all night. She left me as she said goodbye. She almost made this country boy cry, but I knew where I was gonna be tonight. She can't take this away from me. She let me go and set me free. If she could see me now, I'm looking pretty neon bright. Everybody says 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer, 4, bartender knows I'll be back for more. When things going wrong, don't you know you gotta make it right. 5 beer, 6 beer, maybe 7, getting my buzz in a honky-tonk heaven. The band just started, so we're gonna be here all night. Everybody says 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer, 4, bartender knows I'll be back for more. When things going wrong, don't you know you gotta make it right. 5 beer, 6 beer, maybe 7, getting my buzz in a honky-tonk heaven. The band's just starting, so we're gonna be here all night. Everybody says 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer, 4, bartender knows I'll be back for more. When things going wrong, don't you know you gotta make it right. 5 beer, 6 beer, maybe 7, getting my buzz in a honky-tonk heaven. The band's just starting, so we're gonna be here all night.
What a fun song that is on a Friday night. It is called One Beer. His name is Clark Hill, Clark Hill Music. If you want to find him on social media, we had a great time in our interview. And I'll tell you what, he wants to make a big impact, so help him out, will you? Give him a like and a follow on social media at Clark Hill Music. Tell him you heard him right here on the Tim Kelly Show. And after this live show is over tonight, that interview will end up in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. You can find that tab at the top of the homepage of my website at KICR-IndieCountryRadio.com. You can go back and listen to it over and over again if you're just now getting tuned into hour number 2. And for Clark Hill, he can download it on his social media and share it over there if he so chooses to. And I hope he chooses to, because it was a fun time. We had a great time on and off the air. He's got some great stories, and you got to go check out the rest of his music as well. Clark Hill Music on social media. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Tim Kelly Show, live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. I am live on that website at KICR-IndieCountryRadio.com. Just scroll down and you will see that live YouTube player. It is snowing over there, beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and we are only 20 days away from it. I am live on TikTok at Tim Kelly on Air. Come in and say hello over there, and we would love to meet you and hear where you're listening from as well. Joshua Mollahan is going to kick off hour number 2 with a great tune called Running Free on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Cruising down the back road with the sunset in my eyes. Got a half tank and a full heart, leaving all the noise behind. There were hearts I couldn't fix, and some that I still miss, but the past ain't got no chain on me tonight. I'm running free, running free. Let the wind and wheels rewrite my story. A little dust, a little sky, mountain air, breathe a new life. Who I am and who I'm meant to be. No rear view regrets, just a front seat dream. Rolling on like a melody. Yeah, I'm running free. Pulled off near a pine line ridge where the silence hit just right. Felt that cold wind kiss my face like freedom wrapped in light. A voice inside said, go, there's more to life than roads you know. So I threw my doubts down in the snow and climbed. I'm running free, running free. Let the wind and wheels rewrite my story. A little dust, a little sky, rocky peaks stretching high. Who I am and who I'm meant to be. No rear view regrets, just a front seat dream. Rolling on like a melody. Yeah, I'm running free. Maybe I ain't got it all figured out, but there's something sacred in the here and now. I'm running free, running free. Letting go of what used to weigh down me. From valley lows to mountain tops, I found my faith in what I'm not. From the city lights to wide open fields, I'm chasing what is raw and real. I ain't lost, I'm finally me. Yeah, I'm running free. Yeah, I'm running free. Where the Rockies rise and the air cuts clean, that's where I'm meant to be.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do.
Today's country. More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
He was a cowboy, wild and free. Met a little girl as sweet as can be. She was a nice girl, but she didn't stay neat and wouldn't put it past a snake to cheat. And she don't need saving, and you won't find sweet. I need gasoline, fire, and a back row B. I'll need an alibi. Out in the woods under that blood red sky, a shot rang out and I kissed him goodbye, and that was the last of him that night. Cowboy killing, running wild and free. Double barrel shotgun and some cold whiskey. Red lips and blonde hair, just as pretty as she can be. She's cowboy killing, and that killer is me. Now the town talks slow when they speak her name, saying she was a sweet girl till she lit that flame. Daddy's little girl done took the blame. She showed him up when she ended his game. He left his boots by the door and his truck in the yard, and she took his lies and buried them in the dark. Cowboy killing, running wild and free. Double barrel shotgun and some cold whiskey. Red lips and blonde hair, just as pretty as she can be. She's cowboy killing, and that killer is me. He broke her heart, thought she just cried, but angels fall too, and sometimes cowboys die. Cowboy killing, you gon' see. He took my heart, but that last breath's on me. Cowboy killing, running wild and free. Double barrel shotgun and some cold whiskey. Red lips and blonde hair, just as pretty as she can be. She's cowboy killing, and that killer is me.
Cowboy Killer is the title of that song. It is a killer song getting played for the 8th time on this radio program. Her name is Leanne Ogle, and Leanne Ogle is about to be a mama again, child number 3, with her husband Canyon Ogle. He's coming up later on in the program as well. I play both husband and wife tonight on this show. That is awesome, and they are awesome. And congratulations on baby number 3 on the way. They said they've been holding that back as a secret, but the secret's out. They posted it on social media. Now it's all over the place. We'll get it on the radio as well. Let's get this next gentleman on the radio. His name is Nick Taylor. It is Tayler. Nick Taylor Music is where you can find him on social media, and his hit song called One Bar Stool on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's best on this New Music Friday.
And all the whiskey out down doesn't chase them away. And all them images keep coming back to stay. All the things I wish I would have done or said swirl like heavy smoke inside my head. Should get up, go home while I can walk, but I'll be here till bartender's last call. Hell, this naughty proof ain't cutting it like it should. My burrows ain't replacing the red lip taste of you. And I'd do anything, turn back the clock if I could. Your memory still holds me all night through, while the band keeps singing our favorite lines. One bar stool at a time. Darling, I still smell your perfume from last New Year's Eve. Your head on my
shoulder, my heart on my sleeve. You grabbed my hand, said, let's run with the wind. Escape these four walls when the dance lights grow dim. That slick dark street took a turn I can't erase. Worn out tires on my dad's 83, left no trace. Hell, this 90 proof ain't cutting it like it should. Marlboro's ain't replacing the red lip taste of you. And I'd do anything, turn back the clock if I could. Your memory still holds me all night through while the band keeps singing our favorite lines. One bar stool at a time. Pocket full of heartbreak, two hands on the wheel. Keep seeing your last glass, still can't believe it's real. Hell, this 90 proof ain't cutting it like it should. Marlboro's ain't replacing the red lip taste of you. And I'd do anything, turn back the clock if I could. Your memory still holds me all night through while the band keeps singing our favorite lines. One bar stool at a time. One bar stool at a time.
Hey, this is Alex Miller, and I want to wish all KICR listeners a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Well, it doesn't want to play my buddy Alex Miller's Christmas song, but we'll get another Christmas song in the mix here in just a little bit. We'll play The Sand from Randy Cobb on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
We was just kids and found those 78s. Suppertime sun was a TV dinner plate. Mama did dishes, Daddy went to work. Saturdays was fun, Sundays were for church. Old John G. over yonder, sitting there on his porch, with a Henry and his hound dog whistling while he worked. Right there down the road, those kids were jumping rope, smiling and laughing, just some good hometown folks. Oh, what I'd give to go back there, just a fun-filled kid, not a worry, not a care. The sand, you know it sure runs fast. Wish I could stop it somehow in the fun-looking glass. Things are different now, but in some ways still the same. Mom and Dad are gone, never knew I'd feel such pain. Tomorrow I've learned, man, it's such a blessing. So pretty as it rises and so peaceful as it's setting. We loved Kangaroo and Rogers, Foghorn Bugs and Pepe Le Pew. I turned the knob for the Rascals, the Stooges, and good old Andy too. And right there during dinner,
when Walter came on at night. They cried for Vietnam, prayed for those who fight. Black and white on the TV, it's just the way it was. Not just there on the tube, y'all, but through Daddy's tough love. Yeah, what I'd give to go back there. Just a fun-filled kid, not a worry, not a care. Saying, you know it sure runs fast. Wish I could stop it somehow. Just a fun-filled kid, not a worry, not a care. Saying, you know it sure runs fast. Wish I could stop it somehow. And that funny-looking glass. Oh, I miss you, Mama. Yes, I miss you. Oh, Merry
I'm all wrapped up in you this Christmas. Just hold me close and seal me with a kiss. Throw out the ribbons and the bows. Meet me underneath the mistletoe. All wrapped up in you this Christmas. I've told Santa Claus not to stop by here because this year I've got everything I need. I didn't make a list, cause the only thing I wish for comes true every time you're holding me. I'm all wrapped up in you this Christmas. Just hold me close and seal me with a kiss. Throw out the ribbons and the bows. Meet me underneath the mistletoe. All wrapped up in you this Christmas. The sparkle in my eyes isn't from the Christmas lights. They shine like this whenever you're around. The angel on our tree is smiling down to see us, and the precious gift of love we found. I'm all wrapped up. I'm all wrapped up in you this Christmas. Just hold me close and seal me with a kiss. Throw out the ribbons and the bows. Meet me underneath the mistletoe. All wrapped up in you this Christmas. Throw out the ribbons and the bows. Meet me underneath the mistletoe. All wrapped up in you this Christmas.
And you're listening to the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best.
Rum bum bum, it's an island thing. I'm plucking on a ukulele string under a beach umbrella, being a bum drinker. Rum bum bum, oh rum bum bum bum. Oh 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 oh. Hey. I got tired of the snow, so I've been saving up my PTO. I bought a round trip ticket, but I'm thinking I don't wanna go home. not in this part of the world. I'm tired of being a Tennessean, so I'ma be a Caribbean for the weekend. Raising my glass, making a toast to the spirit of the southernmost. Hey, it's the spirit of the southernmost coast, and it goes rum bum bum. It's an island thing. I'm plucking on a ukulele string, a little zip zip zip, make me feel so jolly. I'm a pirate trapped in a tourist body. Don't want no whiskey, wanna be namaste. Right here under a beach umbrella, being a bum, drinking rum bum bum, more rum bum bum bum. Yeah, here we go. Hey, 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 we got the captain and the Bacardi. You put the lime in the coconut and party. Marley playing on the radio, so the Grey Goose gotta go. You drink straight, you drink the fruity. You drink it till you're feeling fine and fun and groovy. I'm dancing in my flip-flops I got in the gift shop. Yeah, I'm really living like a local now. Still drum playing loud. Ooh, ooh, when it goes rum bum bum, it's an island thing. I'm plucking on a ukulele string, a little zip zip zip, make me feel so jolly. I'm a pirate trapped in a tourist body. Don't want no whiskey, wanna be namaste. Right here under a beach umbrella, be it a bum, drinking rum bum bum, or rum bum bum bum, rum bum bum, or rum bum bum, rum bum 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 bum. That's all, folks.
So what we ended up getting out of that last set, because a Christmas song wasn't played, because we got back-to-back American Idol contestants right there. Alex Miller, a former American Idol contestant with All Wrapped Up in You This Christmas, and Lauren Massetti right there with a great tune called Rum Pum Pum. I have had Alex Miller on this program twice in the past, and I had Lauren Massetti just last October the 3rd. You can go back and find that one real easy in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives at KICR IndieCountryRadio.com. I have just recently had Allie Ray on this program, and she's got a brand new song out to radio called Ain't For Me. Let's play it right now on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
This old Bible's worn, pages thin, coffee's gone cold, nights rolling in. Four walls listen when I bow my head. Feels like I'm talking to silence instead. The seeds don't sprout in a day. God works slow in His own way. I've been down on my knees with nothing but time, praying Your voice would cross over mine. It's a long, quiet wait, but I still believe Your answer is coming. It just ain't for me to see. Rain don't rush, but it feeds the ground. A river runs steady without a sound. I'll hold on through the midnight hours, 'cause faith grows roots when the storm clouds tower. So I'll trust when the thunder won't speak. Heaven still ain't, don't mean I'm beat. I've been down on my knees with nothing but time, praying Your voice would cross over mine. It's a long, quiet wait, but I still believe Your answer is coming. It just ain't for me to see. silence don't shake me. It strengthens my plea. Your answer is coming, Lord. You're still with me. I'll keep waiting on an answer, 'cause I know you still hear me.
Hey guys, Kelly Lang here. I'd like to wish my friend Tim Kelly with Indie Country Radio and all of his listeners at KICR a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Somebody done been to the Walmart. Man, that's just the stuff I got for Christmas. Well, you cleaned up. What'd you get?
5 flannel shirts.
4 big mud tires, 3 shotgun shells, 2 hunting dogs, and some parts to a Mustang GT. You fool, you got Jeff first 12 days to Christmas. I know that. I got it covered. Look over in the corner. That's yours, too? Yeah, 12 pack of Bud, 11 wrestling tickets, 10 of Copenhagen, 9 years probation, 8 table dancers, 7 packs of Red Man, 6 cans of Spam. 4 big mud tires, 3 shotgun shells, 2 hunting dogs, and some parts to a Mustang GT. Man, these ain't normal Christmas presents. No, they're redneck gifts. Redneck gifts? Yeah, you know, like if you buy your wife earrings that double as fishing lures, or if you can birth the entire chorus of Jingle Bells. Perhaps if you think the Nutcracker is something you did off of a high dive, or if you've ever misspelled anything in Christmas lights, or if you leave cold beer and pickled eggs for Santa Claus. What's wrong with that? I didn't say anything wrong with it. It's hard to beat. 12 pack of Bud, 11 wrestling tickets, 10 of Copenhagen, 9 years probation, 8 table dancers, 7 packs of Red Man, 6 cans of Spam. 4 big mud tires, 3 shotgun shells, 2 hunting dogs, and some parts to a Mustang GT. Well, you know, you can't really consider it a Christmas unless you go down to the penitentiary and visit your mama. You're not listening to me. Get the car key out of your ear. That's where the 9 years probation comes in. I'm going to do it for you again. Now listen. 12 pack of Bud, 11 wrestling tickets, 10 of Copenhagen, 9 years probation, 8 table dancers, 7 packs of Red Man, 6 cans of Spam. 4 big mud tires, 3 shotgun shells, 2 hunting dogs, and some parts to a Mustang GT. Are you crying? No, just my allergies. Happy holidays, everybody.
The Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio. It is New Music Friday. I'm playing the best in new country music, and I've got some great radio interviews tonight. You get to hear the stories behind these next 3 songs with Jeremy Staves. How are you, my friend?
Howdy, Tim. How are you? Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I'm doing fantastic, and thanks for your time tonight. And we've been playing your music for some time, or I have, and you've been coming into my live shows over on TikTok and joining the party over there. And we have a lot of fun hanging out and listening to some great country music and getting to know each other a little bit.
Absolutely. And it's always a great pleasure and a lot of fun. Big shout out to Michael Richards for the introduction, making it all happen for us.
Oh, man, absolutely. You know, he's something else. I'll tell you what, he loves country music like nobody I've ever seen, and he has reached out to a lot of Canadian people because he's up there in New Brunswick, but now he has branched out into the U.S., and he found you, and you're based in Jasper, Georgia. I'd never been to Georgia, and I never knew there was a Jasper. How about it?
Yes, Jasper, Georgia. Actually, not too close from another person we know, John McDuffie.
Oh, right. Okay. Just had him on a few weeks ago. Awesome. Yep.
Yeah, very talented artist.
Mm-hmm.
But Jasper's a beautiful North Georgia, a little town city. It's growing a lot, but very big on country music.
You were a military brat because you were born in Wyoming, so that's probably how you ended up in Georgia, huh? Raised in Montana, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Born in Laramie, Wyoming, right in the Yellowstone, and then we inherited my grandfather's ranch in little town of Stevensville, Montana, right outside of Missoula.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I really got my niche for country music.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you used to travel across the U.S. performing and honing your craft at rodeos and festivals and stuff like that, so that's awesome.
Oh yeah, started with the rodeos. I was actually when I first started singing, my teacher contacted my parents, and they're like, "Did you know your son can sing?" I was actually trained classical opera first.
Is that right?
Always being around horses and working on the ranch, that's where I started saying the boots are the roots. You know.
Yeah. Well, I was telling you on your website, you got a horse galloping across there and constantly. I think that's pretty cool. You look like a real cowboy. You're wearing a cowboy hat and an Ariat Boot Company T-shirt. So I don't know if you do the rodeo thing or used to do any of that, but you look like you could.
I did actually. I used to do team roping, and then when I decided to go to college, I first chose medical, and I was like, okay, I need my hands, so might as well stop doing that for a little while.
Yep, absolutely. Boy, that's a tough one, especially that bull riding when they put them ropes around your hands and everything. Of course, you're wearing gloves and all that, but I bet you can still get some serious injuries.
Oh yeah, well that's why I chose the guitars. A better outcome for me.
My daughter actually works at a sale barn down there in Oklahoma, and they come off of the trucks, you know, and they're loading them into the corrals and everything. And she got pretty tore up by a mean heifer the other night. So.
Oh wow, yeah, that's something.
She's got some deep bruises, and you know those hurts worse than breaks sometimes.
Oh, I bet. Well, them breaks break you.
Yep.
So.
You know, there's a lot of country music artists I've interviewed in recent months that have done that. They've been on the rodeo circuit. Mo Bandy's one of them. He's from down here in Branson West, pretty close to me, and I interviewed him a year or so ago. And he was a bull rider professionally before he got into country music. He said he wanted to do something a little longer than 8 seconds.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and even Wes Ryan, another talented artist, he's been around horses.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Wes is in our show all the time. Good friend from down there in Texas. And yeah, super awesome songwriter too. And we got some good stuff from him as well in the lineup when we play his music. It's always great. You know, I can definitely say New Country's best behind your songs, though. That's our tagline here at the station. So I've really been looking forward to this interview.
Me too. Yeah, I've been looking forward to it for quite some time now, and I really appreciate and like what you're doing, Tim.
Thanks.
With these independent artists, I think that there's something really good brewing. Trying to keep country.
Well, I think so. You know, and to me, radio's always been about the music. I mean, I'm more like of a radio announcer kind of guy. I do these interviews and talk more than anything on these, but after these are over, I just want to give you a little bit of information about that artist and hit play and let the music do the talking.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I think the music is what it's all about, and that's what radio should be about. You know, you go into restaurants or any places like convenience stores or something like that, everybody's listening to music at whatever they're doing, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And me, for one, I never turn down a good opportunity to sing regardless where I'm at.
Yeah.
So.
A guy told me, he goes, there'll always be music in your life. There'll be music at your wedding. Me and my wife got married 4 years ago. That's the first thing we did was pick out the music. He said, there'll be music at your funeral. I want to know, you know, what did he like and what would he like to be played, you know, putting him to rest. So, you know, there's that too.
Well, I remember the first time I heard my original songs playing on the radio out in the restaurant. I was like, oh my gosh, here we go.
That's a cool feeling, huh? Yep.
It sure is.
That Denny's was hopping that day, right? That's awesome. You have an extensive performance background, it says. You were a Radio Disney super kid. You won Vocalist and Entertainer of the Year at the Orange Blossom Country Music Association in Tampa, Florida. Tell us about that.
Yes. So first to start going back a little bit, as a military brat, I got a chance to see every state except for Alaska. When we got to Seattle, Washington, that's where we were stationed at one point. I entered a contest for Disney and won Radio Disney Super Kid, was invited to go play with Jump 5 and all of these different performers, the whole Disney 411 thing with the kid with the wand on Disney Channel. And then when we moved to Florida, that was a big move going from Montana to Florida.
Yeah.
I entered the Orange Blossom Country Music Association and won New Country Artist and New Gospel Artist of the Year.
Wow.
And categories of Vocalist of the Year and Entertainer of the Year. So.
Awesome. Now, where did that gospel influence come? Did you still grow up singing in church too, like a lot of artists I talked to, or what?
I did, yes, sir. And always, I loved Alan Jackson's "How Great Thou Art," and that's why I kind of chose country music because it's the one genre that still incorporates God in it.
Yeah.
It's always about God, family, love, and that's where we're trying to keep country now, so that doesn't change either, you know?
Boy, they love that in Branson, Missouri, where I'm at, right in the middle of the country, because we're right here in what they call the Bible Belt in the United States, and they love the country music, the gospel, and the bluegrass, all of that here, and it's kind of all incorporated now into country music. There's all of these different genres are getting incorporated in the country, and I love hearing a lot of that too.
Absolutely, and plus, none of this in my career would have ever happened without, the power of God behind it. So.
Well, and I've said this too, you're showcasing your God-given talent to the world. You're giving it back to the folks when you're basically doing God's will, when you're showcasing that talent and performing in front of folks and resonating with them, with the music that you make, especially this original country music. And that's what I've been doing for the last almost 14 years, playing the independent artists, their original stuff. There's just music the world needs to hear. And so many songs now that I'm doing this songwriter showcase that I started that have just been sitting on the back burner that these songwriters are just waiting to bust loose, and we've provided a format for that now.
Absolutely, and I got into songwriting at a very young age. Everything that I write about is always centered around truth and life experience, which is it's nice because as I grow as a person, then I get a lot more inspiration for new songs to come out.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you, too, do you play any instruments, and do you have to hear the hook first, or are you kind of more lyric-based, or is it maybe a combination of both for you?
It's a little bit of a combination. I do play two instruments. I play the piano. Most of my songwriting actually comes from the piano. I'll find like a cool lick on the piano and then get that melody in my head. And I usually start by writing the chorus first, and then I kind of build the verses around it. And then I'll play the guitar.
I talk about the piano a lot because that's an instrument I love to hear in the world of country music. And when you got folks like Ronnie Millsap that could play it blind, and Ray Charles and those kind of guys, it's just amazing how they could do that. And I've had a lot of artists that I've talked to that took piano lessons for a while and then they quit because it was too hard for them to pick it up.
Yeah, it's very different for me. I know there's a lot of artists out there and that like to play acoustic guitar and sing, but for me, my number one choice has always been the piano. There's just something about, just being there by yourself with the keys and all of the power behind it. It's a very good feeling.
Oh, I love it. Speaking of the keys, I love Alicia Keys when she sings and plays the piano. She may not be country, but I love her voice.
Oh, yeah.
She can
definitely. I saw Leonard Skinner a couple years back at the CMA Awards in Nashville, and their pianist, man, he sure can rock out on the piano.
That's awesome. Do you have a wide variety of music then? You like to listen to more other than country?
I like to, when I'm driving around the car, I don't really like the loud stuff. I usually go for like Josh Groban. I really like the whole, good tone sound. And that's why I incorporate that with my country music. Having that classical background, but definitely a large variety. I love rock and roll, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard, all that.
Oh yeah, I love it. I was in the 80s genre before I got into the country radio. That 90s country is what put me over to country radio, and I've been doing country radio ever since. But I liked the REO Speedwagon, The Journey, Chicago, all those big groups that made it big in the 80s. I love those.
Oh yeah, well when I lived in Montana, I just had one country mix, and all of it was George Strait, Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, Toby Keith.
There you go.
And I told anyone that comes in this truck, no one's changing the music, it stays on that track. So.
We recently had the CMA Awards, and I watched that. Lainey Wilson hosting it, and she did a fantastic job. And I saw George Strait, and didn't see Alan Jackson there, but he just did his last show due to his health concerns, and that was something that I know. I had a buddy of mine in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. He said, no matter what happens, I'm going to that final show. And he said it was the show of a lifetime, getting to see Alan Jackson perform again. Oh,
yeah, it's life-changing for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't seen George Strait since I lived in Texas as a young kid, but he's definitely someone I idolize and look up to.
60 number one hits. I don't know if that'll ever be repeated. Blake Shelton's at 31, so he's halfway there. But, there's a lot of artists that are trying to do what George did. But you blend traditional country with heartfelt storytelling. You're one of those young artists that I can say that are keeping traditional country music alive.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I growing up in the 90s, I have that 90s hook. So I want to always keep that part, but I know that as we transition with the times, we kind of have to introduce the young kids these days into country music. I'm not really big on the whole adding the rap stuff to country music and that kind of stuff, but I try to keep it where both, the older people and the younger generation can both enjoy it at the same time.
That is awesome. And that's what radio is all about. There's something for everybody. That's why they change the channel every now and then, and we try to give them something that they'll stick with us and keep on that channel. And with this program, you never know what you're going to hear. I can do a new show every week. I get so much new music, and that's why I love it, because it's always fresh, it's always new, and you never know what these stories are going to be behind these songs when you hear these song titles. So our first song we're going to play for you tonight is called Cowboys Cry. So that's an interesting title. Let's hear the story behind it.
Cowboys Cry. So when I lived in Montana, sitting on the ranch, I had a bench, and we had ranch hands, and so I would always look out, and I was kind of quiet as a kid, was very observant, and I would always see when something bad, like a tragedy happened, someone died in the family, or one of our ranch hands lost their favorite horse or dog, they showed their tears and their sadness in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And they would either hop on another horse and just ride out and put the brim of their hat down, and it's almost like they feel like they have to be tough, and they don't want other people to show that they cry.
Yeah.
But, they can hide behind a bottle of Jack Daniels to show their sorrow, or just not be in sight of other people when they feel sad. And so that's kind of the inspiration behind that, kind of more of the visual of that I experienced seeing that. And I came from a rodeo family. My uncle was a bull rider.
Mm-hmm.
I had another uncle that he was a bronc rider. My grandfather was a bull rider, and then he also became a rodeo clown. So
wow. Okay,
I was definitely around that country cowboy.
That's awesome. You've got that in your family history or your genes, but literally your genes, your Wranglers too. Do you have anybody in your family that's musically inclined like you, or are you the only one, the musical prodigy of the bunch?
Oh, my father, he can't sing a lick. His favorite song was the Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
I love it.
My mother, though, she was a dancer, and so she's French, and so she ended up marrying a cowboy from Montana, which was a big culture shock for her because she was from California.
Okay.
But she's a tomboy now. She's really tough being around all the cowboys her life.
Isn't that something? That is so beautiful up there in Montana. They call it Big Sky Country. I know David Letterman. I don't know if you ever watched him when he was on TV, Late Night with David Letterman. But after he got out of that show and out of New York City, and even before that, he bought a ranch in Montana. So, he would go there, in his off time anyways. But I went to...
It's so beautiful, you don't want to leave.
Yeah, I went to Sweetgrass, Montana, right up there almost to the border of Canada one time. I was driving a Pilot escort vehicle, and I was driving the rear car, and we were escorting a load. We started in Burlington, Colorado, and went all the way through Wyoming and some of Utah and Idaho and up there to Montana. Man, it's pretty.
Oh, it sure is. It's almost like the sky is painted on.
Yep. And you've been being an Army brat, as they say, that term, and that's on your website, moving all over like you did. You've seen some beautiful country yourself, huh?
Oh, I've been everywhere. From
that's a Johnny Cash song, by the way.
California. There you go. California, Montana, Wyoming, Utah.
Yep.
Florida, Texas, Boston, you name it.
Wow. That is awesome. Lots of inspiration to write some great songs, huh?
Oh yeah, and that's why I always find some place to sit down and I can't really sit down with a pen and paper and just start writing.
Yeah.
I have to be inspired by it, and then the words just flow from there.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. I'm glad you said that, because I like to hear everybody's writing styles. I've started writing a couple of songs, co-writing with a buddy of mine, and I've always got these funny and different hooks in my head too, or song titles and stuff like that, And I could do a lot of parody stuff, make songs funny that are already existing songs and things like that. But writing from scratch, from start to finish, I still haven't knocked that out of the park yet. So it's a process, man. And I love how you guys wrap it up in a short amount of time, too. Less than 5 minutes for radio sometimes.
Oh, it sure is. And when I get the inspiration, I can't break up the songwriting in multiple days. It's just okay, as soon as I get it, go in the room, lock the door, and I have to finish that song.
Start to finish. That's interesting too. And I've talked to a lot of people that, they hold on to a song. I've had people just releasing songs now that they wrote back in the 90s, almost 30 years ago, and they're like, wow, I wish I'd have done this a long time ago. This song is really taking off.
Oh, yeah.
So you probably realized that too. Well, we're going to play Cowboys Cry. This song's going to take off right now. And then we're going to come back and talk about 2 empty bar stools. That place must have been closed. We'll find out. Jeremy Staves on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
People say they've never seen a cowboy shed a tear. And even if they hurt inside, they will hide all their pride. And with hearts of stone, they won't let you see them break. They'd rather walk away and be alone for the whole day. And cowboys cry at the bottom of a bottle. And cowboys cry as they're riding towards the sun. And cowboys cry in the middle of the night when no one's watching. We cry when we're talking to the sky, asking God to guide us through this life. I had to put an old dog down that was my closest friend. I had a horse that broke its leg. I dug a hole to put him in. You try to bury all the memories that you shared with them. Now every now and then the thoughts come back again. The cowboys cry at the bottom of the bottle. The cowboys cry as they're riding towards the sun. The cowboys cry in the middle of the night when no one's watching. We cry when we're talking to the sky. And that's how you know when cowboys cry. So if you see a cowboy gazing far and wide, know that even strong hearts have a softer side. And in the silence of that western sky is where the cowboys hide when they cry. Cowboys cry when the moon hangs alone. Subtle tears that the fields and the mountains won't show. And behind the shadows of a worn out hat, the stillness of the night is where their hearts are at. The cowboys cry at the bottom of the bottle. The cowboys cry as they're riding towards the sun. The cowboys cry in the middle of the night when no one's watching. We cry when we're talking to the sky, asking God to guide us through this life. us through this life.
His name is Jeremy Staves. That is called Cowboys Cry. You just heard the great story behind that great song on the radio tonight. And thanks for doing that one, my friend. And we've been having a good time talking off the air as much as we have while we've been talking on the air while that song was playing too. So
I appreciate you playing it. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. We're going to do 2 Empty Bar Stools and then another one called Crazy Girl. Let's hear the stories behind these two.
2 Empty Bar Stools. I was sitting in a bar in Nashville. It's called the Lucky Bastard Saloon. And I saw 2 empty bar stools, and I was just watching this one guy. He was single, sat down, and then this other girl came over, sat down next to him. And then the whole night after that, they started dancing and ended up leaving the bar together. So I was like, wow, it's one of those things that inspire you about, one, confidence, and two, I always come back to that word serendipity. It's a chain of good events that happen by chance, and that's where all that got inspired from. And you never know, there's been countless times when I plan on going somewhere else, and then I ended up at a different spot, and wonderful opportunities happened, and that would have never happened if I went to the other place I intended to go. So.
Isn't that something how that works out? God leads you in the right direction. We'll talk about that again with, the gospel music, and God is in control of everything, whether it's gospel or not, whatever we're doing in our lives. And it's just interesting how you end up at a place. And on this program, you're here tonight because of a reason. I've said this, I do this long enough. You never know who you're going to meet in the world of country music. And I'm sure glad we hooked up.
Absolutely, and we've met a lot of friends in the process. There's so many wonderful artists, especially in your TikTok and the groups that are centered around independent artists. John McDuffie, Mike Carrillis, Wes Ryan, Trisha Marie, Lizzie Beth Goldman. All of them are fantastic artists.
Yep.
I'm hoping one day that we could all get together and have a big concert. That would be wonderful.
Boy, isn't that the truth? And we're trying to pull something like that off. Branson's a great show town, and it has a great history of country music here in Branson, Missouri, too. I always say it's kind of like number 2 to Nashville, but I would love to see you guys here. And a lot of artists have been hitting me up. Hey, I'm coming to Branson on vacation. I'm on my wedding anniversary or this or that. And, can we meet up? So that has been fun. And once you meet somebody in person that you've talked to like this, like we're doing on the radio, you just get a whole different perspective of that artist and become even closer to them.
Yeah, it becomes like a big family. And
it is.
When it happens, be sure to count me in.
You betcha, brother. We talk about it as being a radio family, and we have for years. And that's the kind of atmosphere we want around here. And we were talking about off the air, how radio needs to be all about music like it was back in the day. When I used to listen to radio for the announcing, too. I loved Casey Kasem when he was on the radio doing the Top 40 Countdown, and Wolfman Jack, and some of the Rick D's, those big popular DJs back in the 80s and beyond. And I always wanted to be those kind of folks. And, I started talking into an empty Folgers coffee can when I was a young man, wanted to be on the radio. So here we are.
The same thing happened here when I moved to North Georgia. I was fortunate to meet a famous film composer. His name is Mark Kuffner, and he's notorious all over the world for all of his music composition. Just won a Telly Award this year for Best Musical Composition. And that's who I record with. He's a good buddy of mine now. He has credit for all of the film, The Bachelor, Kelly Clarkson Show. His musics are all credited in it. And we've had a really grown friendship. And so that's why every time I go into the recording studio for these ideas with my songs, it's so nice working with him. He's such a dream to work with, because I'll have an idea in my head, and I've always heard my head acoustically, all my songs.
Yeah.
But he just makes magic happen. Like when he hears the song, he'll add all of the orchestra and all the other instruments into it. It really brings all of your songs to life.
Isn't that something? Man, it's such a small world. I watch the Kelly Clarkson Show all the time, and I've interviewed a lot of artists that are on Blake's team, mainly of The Voice, when he was doing 23 seasons, but she's done some country music artists when she was coaching The Voice. She's got her own talk show now, like you mentioned, and she's a pretty good darn singer. She was the first one ever to win the great show American Idol. And coming up on Christmas season now, I'll be playing her song Underneath the Tree. I love that one. That's one of my favorite all-time Christmas songs.
Oh, yeah. One of the best.
Yeah, super talented. Crazy Girl, the title of this next song. Let's talk about it.
Crazy Girl, I'm sure that there's a lot of people that had the same experience as me, is having that one girlfriend that just drives you absolutely nuts. But it's like she'll tell you to do one thing, and then you do it, and then she's like, no, but I meant this.
Uh-huh.
So it drives you absolutely nuts, but you're also in love with her in the process. And so
Yep.
that's where I got that from. I've had that experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. Real life put to music, man. There's nothing better than that. You guys are so good at that, and you get to tell the stories that you want to tell, being an independent artist, and making the kind of music that you want to tell, and that resonates with people. That's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And Crazy Girl, I wanted to have, so as far as the sound of that song, when I had it in my head,
Yeah.
It was more of that whole Disney background clashing with kind of like a Keith Urban style feel.
Yep.
And so when I wrote that song, a lot of the younger crowd really go crazy every time I perform that song.
Yeah. You know, going back to that Disney thing, looking at you and looking at how much you look like a cowboy and do this rodeo thing and all of that, and then being interested in Disney, that is amazing to me. And I got to meet the actor Barry Corbin. I mean, he was in Dallas back in the day with J.R. Ewing. He's been on Northern Exposure, The Ranch, and all kinds of Yellowstone a little bit. He's 84 years old. Looks like a cowboy, sounds like a cowboy when he talks, but he was interested in Shakespeare and read Shakespeare, and that's why he wanted to be an actor when he was a teenager.
Isn't that funny?
I would have never guessed that from him. So you kind of got that similar story, you know. I would have never thought you were interested in Disney stuff, looking at you.
Oh, yeah, and I got into acting when I lived in the Northwest. I did some appearances in TV shows like Leverage on TNT and NBC's Grimm. And yeah, once you get into one part of the arts, I guess they kind of both go hand in hand.
Yep. Well, and I was going to say, too, with, you know, you having a relationship with a guy that's making music for Kelly Clarkson's show, wouldn't it be cool if your shows, or one of your songs ended up in a TV show or a movie? That'd be awesome, huh?
That's what we're hoping, and he's actually starting up his own production company now, and so there's always opportunities out there.
Yep.
I would love to, you know, make an appearance in a Hallmark Channel show and be able to play my music. That's one of my dreams.
There you are. Well, we got a lot of great Christmas movies playing right now on my Hallmark channel over there on the Christmas channel at KICR Indie Country Radio, and it's snowing over there year round. And I was going to say too, if you make a Christmas song, let me know, because we'll put it on there and we'll keep it open for you this year, and you can have Christmas in July if you want on the radio station.
Well, that's actually one of my big surprises, because I just wrote my very first country Christmas song. It's called The Purpose of Christmas, and so I'm hoping to surprise someone with that and get it recorded before the holidays.
Well, that would be fantastic. Be sure to let me know, and we'll definitely play it on my Tim Kelly show. I'm going to start playing Christmas songs November the 28th, and all through the holiday season. We'll do it right up to January 2nd, and then we'll keep that Christmas channel going, and you can get that song on the radio year round. So that'd be pretty awesome. Man, thanks for doing this program. I'm going to play your regular country music songs year round for you. How's that sound?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Where can we find Jeremy Staves on social media if folks want to check out more of your great music? Maybe go see you on a live show or something like that.
Oh, I'm on everywhere. I'm on Spotify. You got JeremyStavesMusic.com, Instagram at Jeremy M. Staves, Facebook, you name it. I'm everywhere.
Okay. It is Jeremie on Jeremy, Staves, Jeremy Staves. So I want to spell it out so folks can go find you right now. Give you a like and a follow, and tell him you heard this great radio interview on the Tim Kelly Show tonight. Thanks for being here, Jeremy. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Jeremy, like the French way, the way they spell it, and Staves, like the wood around a whiskey barrel.
There you go. I love that. You told me that when we first got started. I didn't know that's what they were called, around the whiskey barrel. I learned something. Thank you, young man, for being here. I appreciate the time tonight. We're going to play Two Empty Bar Stools and Crazy Girl for Jeremy Staves on the Tim Kelly Show.
Thank you so much.
We're playing New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Beneath the city lights, two strangers found an empty spot on one hot summer night. They saw two empty bar stools and caught each other's stare. She smiled, he winked, love was in the air. He asked her, what are you drinking? She said, whatever you're buying. She scooted closer, they got to talking. The night might leave the hearts colliding. From sharing stories to kisses, two souls meet in the city of wishes, with two empty bar stools and a neon sign above. One night in Nashville turned into love. The band started playing her favorite song. She took him by the hand and led him to the floor, swinging and swaying, lost in the night. He knew right then and there something just felt right. Sharing stories and kisses, two souls meet in the city of wishes, with two empty bar stools and a neon sign above. One night in Nashville turned into love. Let's go! The bartender's yelling, last call now. What does that mean? Their time is running out. He said, girl, where do we go now? She said, boy, just take it slow. We'll figure that one out. Sharing stories and kisses, two souls meet in the city of wishes, with two empty bar stools and a neon sign above. One night in Nashville turned into love. One night in Nashville turned into love.
The best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
You're a little crazy, I know it's true, but we have this in common, 'cause I'm crazy for you. One minute you're happy, the next may be sad, but if both minutes were with you, then for 2 minutes I am glad. You're crazy, girl, can you make up your mind? You can't be happy and sad at the same time. And I have a confession, it's crazy but true. Baby, baby, I'm so crazy in love with you. You tell me yes when you mean no. You want me to stay, but you tell me to go. I can't figure you out, you're driving me insane. I can't understand the rules to your crazy, crazy game. You're crazy, girl, can you make up your mind? You can't be happy and sad at the same time. And I have a confession, it's crazy but true. Baby, baby, I'm so crazy in love with you. Everything about you, from smiles to your tears. And I know how much you love me despite how it appears. You can call me insane, crazy, psycho, or lame, but I'm in love with a crazy, crazy girl. Crazy girl, can you make up your mind? You can't be happy and sad at the same time. And I have a confession, it's crazy but true. Baby, baby, I'm so crazy in love with you.
That is another fun interview down from the Tim Kelly Show, and you'll be able to hear that in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives after this live show as well. Jeremy Staves is who that is. Jeremy Staves, Staves Music on social media. Go give him a like and a follow, and go check out that live interview again, over and over again in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. Thank you, Jeremy, for being here, and he's got some great music to check out as well all over social media. Welcome to hour number 3 of the Tim Kelly Show, live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. We've got another hour of the best in new country music and some great Christmas music mixed in as well. We're going to start it off with this next artist. His name is Blake Smelts. Blake Smelts Music on social media, and this is called You Ain't Whiskey on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
I got in my way. Now I'm stuck in my head, asking why I did it that way, remembering what you said. Now I'm stuck in this city with so much left to learn. Sunsets off the skyline ain't the beauty that I earned. And now it's empty, and the bottle's on the dresser, but it ain't whiskey that I'm looking for. It's the one that used to be beside me everywhere I'd go. Yeah, you ain't whiskey, but you damn sure hit me. I grab another bottle and pour up another round. I throw it back and call a cab. I'm headed off into town. The city nights don't get much sleep, and neither do I. And even with all the crowds, I just can't seem to find. And now it's empty, and the bottle's on the dresser, but it ain't whiskey that I'm looking for. It's the one that used to be beside me everywhere I'd go. Yeah, you ain't whiskey, but you damn sure hit me. And the bottle's on the floor, but it ain't whiskey that I'm looking for. It's the one that used to be beside me everywhere I'd go. Yeah, you ain't whiskey, but you damn sure hit me. You damn sure hit me. You damn sure hit me.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music. I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
I'm in my crazy, feeling kind of reckless. Lately, the thought of changing it is never once crossed my mind. And if you ask me why, it's probably 'cause that I'm buying less. I got the house all on me. You can't blame it on my cowgirl impulses. Scream and do it. Don't think twice. Cowgirl impulses have you acting out of line. I'm so damn stubborn. It's a southern way. Cowgirl impulses. Cowgirl Cowgirl impulses, scream and do it. Don't think twice. Cowgirl impulses have you acting out of line. I'm so damn stubborn. It's the southern way. Cowgirl impulses. Cowgirl impulses. Cowgirl impulses, scream and do it. Don't think twice. Cowgirl impulses have you acting out of line. I'm so damn stubborn. It's the southern way. Cowgirl impulses. Cowgirl impulses.
She is my good friend Trisha Marie. That is a hit song right there. It is called Cowgirl Impulses, the 17th time it has been spun on this program, The Tim Kelly Show from Branson, Missouri. Trisha and I recently had a great radio interview, but she loved it so much she wants to come back and talk to yours truly some more. So we're going to do that on December the 11th on a Triple Play Thursday edition of The Tim Kelly Show. Triple Play Thursday is a show that I do where every song gets played every artist rather gets three songs in a row played all show long, and you'll get to hear three of her songs and the stories behind them in a great radio interview. So mark that one on your calendars. December the 11th, Trisha Marie will be here again with yours truly. Now, a little bit earlier in the program, I played a great artist by the name of Lee Ann Ogle and her great song, but I'm going to play her husband now with the song he wrote about Lee Ann. It's called Barefoot Cinderella, and they're fixing to have baby number 3 on the way as well. Kenyon Ogle, this is called Barefoot Cinderella on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Her kiss is sweet as a fairy tale, like the best smoke I could inhale. Makes me want to remember every detail. Mama wants you home by midnight, but I want you out in the moonlight. And I know it just ain't right if you ain't by my side all night. I don't need a glass slipper to know you're meant for me. A perfect little southern backwoods beauty queen. Just the girl nobody sees, but I know it's gotta be a princess God made for this old fella. I guess you're just my barefoot Cinderella. I ain't Prince Charming, just a redneck kind of guy. And I know one thing's for certain, I want you for the rest of my life. I don't need no fairy godmother, you're as perfect as could be. And to my heart you hold the key forever. I don't need a glass slipper to know you're meant for me. A perfect little southern backwoods beauty queen. Just the girl nobody sees, but I know it's gotta be a princess God made for this old fella. I guess you're just my barefoot Cinderella. I don't need a glass slipper to know you're meant for me. A perfect little southern backwoods beauty queen. Just the girl nobody sees. fantasies, but I know it's gotta be a princess God made for this old fella. I guess you're just my barefoot Cinderella.
This is Allie Ray, and I want to wish all KICR Indie Country Radio listeners a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
The oven's on and the lights are low. Cookies bake and the trees aglow. Hallmark movies fill the room. Stockings hang beneath the moon. And while the laughter fills the air, I stop to breathe, he's everywhere. It's the heart of Christmas, alive tonight. Birdie warm in the soft starlight. It's in the kindness, the laughter, the grace. I love the time can't erase. When the night feels cold or the lights fade away, the heart of Christmas stays. The window glows with the winter's hue. Frost draws lace where the moon shines through. The world feels hushed in silver lace. A warmth still lingers in this place. The world slows down, the stars align, and something holy fills my mind. It's the heart of Christmas, alive tonight. Birdie warm in the soft starlight. It's in the kindness, the laughter, the grace. I love the time can't erase. When the night feels cold or the lights fade away, the heart of Christmas stays. Oh, and for a moment the world holds its breath. The noise fades out, there's nothing left but a million lines in the quiet sky, reminding us love never dies. It's the heart of Christmas, alive tonight. Burning warm in the soft starlight. It's in the stories, the songs, and the flame, in every soul that still remembers the name. When the night feels cold or the lights fade away, the heart of Christmas stays.
That is another great song from my good friend Allie Ray. It is A-L-Y, capital R-H-A-E, all one word. Go check out Allie Ray's brand new Christmas song, The Heart of Christmas. You just heard it live right here on the Tim Kelly Show, but you can also hear it playing in rotation year-round on the KICR Indie Country Christmas radio channel. That is on my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. I've moved it up to the top so it's real easy to find, and you can also download the Zeno, that is Z-E-N-O, the Zeno FM app on your phone. It is absolutely free, and search KICR Indie Country Christmas, and you can stream it on your phone as well. Joe Downing is up next, making his radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday, right before our eyes. That is where Christmas is at. We're 20 days away, ladies and gentlemen, on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Sinking into something sweeter than the sugar vine. Oh, every step I'm taking is with you in mind. vacation underneath the southern Louisiana stars. All of us in this together, waves are lapping sunny weather. Did you ever think we'd make it this far? Love is everything, it's real as we make it. You know your heart don't tell you lies. Stranger gets harder and harder to find it when it's right before our eyes. Oh yeah, when it's right before our eyes. When it's right before our I know it's true. Oh, when you give it all so good, it always comes back to you. Whoa, your rhythm got me reeling like a schoolboy on vacation underneath the southern Louisiana stars. All of us in this together, waves are lapping sunny weather. Did you ever think we'd make it this far? Love is everything, it's real as we make it. You know your heart don't tell you lies. Stranger gets harder and harder to find it when it's right before our eyes. Oh yeah, when it's right before our eyes. When it's right before our right before our eyes. When it's right before our eyes.
Hey, this is Taryn Keeley, and I'm the Roses.
And I'm Kayla Moses, and I'm the Weeds.
And together we are Roses and Weeds.
We want to wish KICR listeners a
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true.
of course, none other than the great Mariah Carey with All I Want for Christmas Is You. We've got just about 30 minutes left in the show, and we've got more Christmas music on the way and more independent artists with their great country music. It is almost Christmas time, and you're going to need money. This is the perfect song. It is called Time and Money, the Graves Brothers, on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Yeah. You've been working hard to make them Benjamins, stretching to the limit. Time is wearing thin. You either got one or you got the other. When your ship comes in, you've got them both together. Time and money, let you be cool. Time and money, you make your own rules. Time and money, make you feel rich. You got all you need to help to scratch an itch. Time and money, drive a fancy car. Time and money, people know who you are. Jealous folk won't think it's funny. You living on milk and honey. Time and money, yeah. Time and money, yeah. Smoke Cadillac. Last week lost your job. Bank done took it back. You like a worker bee that ain't got no honey. You may have the time, but you ain't got no money. Time and money, let you be cool. Time and money, you make your own rules. Time and money, make you feel rich. You got all you need to help to scratch that itch. Time and money, drop a fancy car. Time and money, people know who you are. Jealous folk won't think it's funny. You living on milk and honey. Time and money, yeah. Time and money, yeah. Time and money, yeah. Time and money.
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday Live from Branson, Missouri on KICR, Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's best.
Gentleman Jack cleans up real nice, but he had a temper cold as ice. Sex on the beach, yeah, that one was fun. He had me thinking he was the one. PBR didn't get me too far. He's still drinking in college bars. Jaeger bomb came on too strong. Said he loved me by the end of the song. None of them got me buzzing like you do. Something about your love that goes down smooth. Tasting it all, but I'll always come back to old-fashioned you. Once or twice I tried to give you up. I sailed the 7 seas with a bottle of rum. After a night of solid lime, I woke up to a a tequila sunrise. None of them got me buzzed like you do. Something about your love that goes down smooth. Tasted it all, but I always come back to old-fashioned you.
She is my good friend Taylor Hughes from Nashville, Tennessee. I had the pleasure of meeting her and introducing her to the big stage when I hosted Freedom Jam USA in St. Louis, Missouri back in 2023. We've been great friends ever since, and she keeps making great music like that. Old-fashioned you, Taylor Hughes Music on social media. My good friend Rick Stone is up next. He's got a brand new single out to radio. I'm going to play it right now for the first time on this show. It is called Whiskey and Her from Rick Stone on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Barstool's been my throne tonight. The neon hum, my only light. Glass in my hand, amber and clear. I raise a toast, but she ain't here. The jukebox plays a lonesome tune. Her shadow dances in the room. Whiskey and her, they're all I know. One keeps me steady, the other lets me go. She's in my head, she's in my veins. Whiskey help me, I'm going insane. The bartender's pouring, the clock ticks slow. The bourbon burns, but it's all I've got to show. I told myself I'd let her fade, but every sip, her memory stays. I see her smile in the bottom of the glass. The past keeps calling, it won't let me pass. Whiskey and her, they're all I know. One keeps me steady, the other lets me go. She's in my head, she's in my veins. Whiskey help me, I'm going insane. I see her smile in the bottom of the glass. The past keeps calling, it won't let me pass. Whiskey and her, they're all I know. One keeps me steady, the other lets me go. She's in my head, she's in my veins. Whiskey help me, I'm going insane. Whiskey help me, I'm going insane.
all, this is Tori Martin. I want to wish all KICR listeners a happy holiday and Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Mom's got tinsel stuck in her hair. Uncle Pete parked halfway in the yard somewhere. Cousin Jake showed up 2 hours late, telling stories nobody can verify straight. Kids' toy train just ran off track. Grandma's laughing so hard she's leaning back. Dog grabbed dinner and took off running. Yeah, this holiday's officially coming. Every room's full, every voice loud, and somehow it feels like the right kind of crowd. It's beginning to look a lot like a honky-tonk Christmas. Nothing in place but the love that fits us. Chaos everywhere, but the joy still sticks. Every wild moment somehow clicks. Yeah, when real life turns with a twist like this, it's beginning to look a lot like a honky-tonk Christmas. Aunt Marie wrapped gifts with the wrong name tags. Dad's still searching for the missing bags. Neighbors swing by with a plate or two, telling stories that might actually be true. Kids keep asking when the big man's near. Brother-in-law's already asleep in a chair. No perfect scenes of picture book cheer, just the kind you hope for every year. It's all out, a little off track, but it feels like home the moment you're back. It's beginning to look a lot like a honky-tonk Christmas. Nothing in place but the love that fits us. Chaos everywhere, but the joy still sticks. Every wild moment somehow clicks. Yeah, when real life turns with a twist like this, it's beginning to look a lot like a honky-tonk Christmas. It ain't polished, tidy, or neat, but this kind of mess feels hard to beat. Every flaw makes the night feel right. This is what we wait for every year's night. It's beginning to look a lot like a honky-tonk Christmas. Nothing in place but the love that fits us. Chaos everywhere, but the joy still sticks. Every wild moment somehow clicks. Yeah, nights like this are the ones that lift us. It's beginning to look a lot like a honky-tonk Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like a honky-tonk Christmas.
He is my good friend Mike Corellis. That is a great Christmas song, Honky Tonk Christmas. He is from the great state of Texas. They know all about honky tonkin' down there. Absolutely. Mike Corellis and Honky Tonk Christmas. Next up is Kelly Miller. She is from Hot Springs, Arkansas. She is hanging out with us live tonight in my chat room on TikTok at Tim Kelly on Air, and her brand new single is on the radio. It is called Still Got the Song in Me from Kelly Miller on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
16 with a dream so wide, saved my cash for a 6-string ride. Took a few lessons, learned a quarter two, but the fear in my chest always got me through. But I never felt quite good enough. Always told myself it was too tough. Dreams like mine don't ever last, so I let the years go flying past. Watch others rise, I chill them on, but deep inside I felt so wrong. Wrote down lyrics in a hidden place, too scared to let them see my face. But time don't take away the flame, it just keeps whispering my name. So now I sing with shaky hands, but finally I can take a stand. This is
it's never too late to start. 'Cause here I am, nearly 46, still chasing down those old guitar licks. And maybe I was slow to start, but I still got the song in my heart.
Hey y'all, this is Billy Joe Jones. I just wanted to wish all the listeners at KICR Radio a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Ho, Merry Christmas!
I'm dreaming tonight of a place that I love even more than I usually do. And although I know it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents under the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. I'll get ya, boys. Oh, that's right. Take me on home to Texas. Please have snow and lots of mistletoe and presents under the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. If only in my dreams. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Hey y'all, this is Casey Johns, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Can't go back and listen to your mama when she told you not to smoke those cigarettes. And you can't undo the damage you did when you left home, ran away, headed way out west. And you can't take back the hurt you saw in your girlfriend's eyes when you left her out there crying in the rain. can't take back the angry words said to your best friend. Can't apologize, and now he's gone away. What if you could go back to those days? Wonder if you would make the same mistakes. Would you realize how fast time goes? Do things like you should. What if you could? If you could. Would you take that trip to Vegas and blow your whole paycheck? Gamble with your life, that drunken driving wreck? Or miss your kids growing up, cause you were always at work? You can't go back and take away all the pain and hurt, but what if you could go back to those days? I wonder if you would make the same mistakes. Would you realize how fast time goes? Do things like you should. What if you could? Past. There's some things that you'd like to change, but no way to go back. What if you could go back and change your ways? Do you think it would? Or all turn out the same? Or would you be a better man? Do things like you should? What if you could? What if you could? What if you could go back to those days? I wonder if it would all turn out the same. Would you realize how fast time goes? Do things like you should. What if you could? What if you could? What if you could?
It's Juna and Joey, and we have a very special message for all of our KICR listeners. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays!
Oh, Merry Christmas!
I'm gone. One day, everything changed. You're all I need. Underneath the tree.
She needs no introduction, but I'll give her one anyway. Her name is Kelly Clarkson. She has the Kelly Clarkson Show from time to time. She's a coach on NBC's The Voice, and she has also hosted the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting last year before Reba did it this year. The great Kelly Clarkson and Underneath the Tree. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Tim Kelly Show on this New Music Friday. I want to thank my special guests Clark Hill and Jeremy Staves for being on the program. I want to thank you all for being here as well. I want to wish you a great weekend and a very Merry Christmas. I'll be back 3 times next week on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all show times at 7 o'clock p.m. Central. The Tim Kelly Show is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like the Tim Kelly Show on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on, oh, I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old dirt road. When it's freezing cold, I can sink your toes in warm white sand. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. So turn me on, oh, I'll see you on the radio. I'm young, I'm old, I'm country, I'm rock and roll. So turn me on and turn it up. Let me make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of